Alrighty, time for Consumer Confidential. If part of your Christmas Eve ritual involves lighting the fireplace, you should listen up.
Fireplaces and chimneys are responsible for a surprising number of house fires every year, but there are simple steps you can take to prevent one.
NBC News investigative and consumer correspondent Vicky Nguyen recently called on the experts to keep your family safe this winter.
Each year, there are an estimated 20,000 fires across the country caused by chimneys and fireplaces.
Investigators say the cause of the fire here on Bramer Circle was traced to a malfunctioning fireplace.
The fire chief tells us the fire started in a chimney around 2:30 this morning.
Even this historic mansion in Massachusetts burned to the ground last winter.
The home had stood for over 100 years. It took just hours to be destroyed.
This one in upstate New York making headlines because it's the home of celebrity chef Rachel Ray.
Heavy smoke and fire coming from the roof of the residence near the chimney.
Fire officials believe the August 9th blaze ignited in the chimney.
So what should you do to safely enjoy this before you light this?
We asked the expert. Mike Segerstrom from Bridgewater Chimney Sweeps is an instructor with the Chimney Safety Institute of America with 23 years of experience.
Mike, what's the very first thing you should do before you light your fireplace for the season?
First thing you want to do is make sure you have the fireplace inspected before use by a certified chimney sweep.
That's you. Have at it.
Okay.
He begins with a visual inspection, checking the interior from below, then examining the exterior of the chimney from the ground. And the roof, even using a high-tech camera to get a better look inside. According to the National Fire Protection Association, you need to get your chimney inspected every year because over time, chimneys collect what's called creosote, which can overheat and catch fire. Often, that's what causes chimney fires.
Mike, what's the verdict on this fireplace and the chimney?
So this fireplace is not in need of sweeping at this time. It is ready for the season.
If it did need to be swept, what are some of the steps? What happens?
The biggest component is we'll brush the entire system out internally.
Once the chimney and the fireplace have been cleaned, what's the next step?
Making sure that we're burning good wood in the fireplace. Should be stored outside for at least a year. That way you can guarantee that it's not going to produce extra amounts of soot or creosote.
Before you enjoy your fireplace, make sure there's nothing flammable within 4 feet and always have a screen to capture any sparks that could fly into your home. Mike says the most common mistake, people forgetting to open their flue damper.
The first sign of someone not opening the flue damper is the smoke immediately comes back into the home.
The best way to put out the fire is to simply let it burn out on its own and never use water to extinguish the flames.
It's going to cause the wood to possibly spark, and water in a hot fireplace could actually damage some of the masonry.
If it's an emergency, make sure you have a fire extinguisher nearby and you know how to use it. Simple reminders to enjoy your fireplace safely.
Makes me want a fireplace.
I know, but it's very important for sure.
Absolutely.
All right, well, here's another tip from Vicky. Don't close the damper until the next morning, even if the fire's out, because there could still be smoke coming off the embers. Also, be sure to give them plenty of time to cool off before you shovel them out. Good advice.